Welcome everyone to this long overdue round of the OS Wars. Today we're going to be discussing included software, programs, or applications, however you want to word it. Of course, both operating systems since their earliest incarnations have come with basic things such as a calculator, games, a paint program. But as time has gone on, those included programs have become more and more complex and numerous. What we're going to focus on for today's battle are the consumer level apps. Things such as photo management and media control. Of note, I'm going to include the Windows Live Essential downloads as part of this battle, even though they don't become bundled with Windows anymore. In previous versions of the OS they did, and it's a free download for all Windows users. So if many of you have probably surmised, a lot of this fight is going to be iLife versus Windows Live, but there's also some other aspects to it as well that we'll get into. So let's get started. First up, photo management. So what does that mean? iPhoto versus Windows Photo Gallery. Now something you won't hear when the Apple fanboys rave about how great iPhoto is that a lot of the same features are in Photo Gallery. For example, facial recognition, integration into social media, basic editing, and geotagging. Ultimately though, iPhoto is going to win out because of the implementation of those features. Apple takes the extra step to make them just a little nicer. For example, the interface is a lot slicker, a lot easier to use, and things such as geotagging. It doesn't just launch into the Bing Maps, it actually has a built-in map system. Things such as Facebook, it doesn't just allow you to upload photos, but in fact manage your albums and your profile pictures. So it's those little extra tweaks that put OS X out on top in this particular app. Next, we're going to talk about something I know is dear to a lot of you YouTubers out there, and that is video editing software. This is another case where a lot of people instantly feel that Apple dominates, but that's not really the case. Movie Maker has a lot of the same features as iMovie. In fact, I edited the previous portion of this video using Windows Movie Maker. However, like iPhoto, ultimately iMovie wins out because of those little extra features Apple includes. You see the effects before they're applied. You can precisely manipulate the audio, the movie trailers feature, and almost pro-like features such as reducing rolling shutter. I decided not to compare Writer versus iWeb because really they're trying to do different things. One's a blogging engine and one is a what you see is what you get web page editor. And there's some other incidental apps, not just in iLife and Windows Live, but just in general in the OSs that I'm not going to compare. You know, things like the text editor. But there are a couple more I want to talk about, and this is where Windows is going to start to fight back. And that really happens when we talk about multimedia viewing and management. In other words, Windows Media Center versus Front Row. What's interesting about these is that it's almost the exact opposite of the situation with iLife versus Live Essentials, in that it seems Apple really didn't go all out with this. Front Row is really just a pretty skin overlaid onto iTunes. Windows Media Center, on the other hand, is full featured. You can watch recorded media, live TVs, movies from your hard drive, live radio. It's really fully integrated. So much so that some manufacturers are actually putting it on different set-top devices and embedding it into TVs. One last program I want to talk about. You guys knew this was coming, saved it for last. That is GarageBand. It is actually the most asked for piece of software that is OS X exclusive to be brought over to Windows. In fact, check out the top 2 recommended results when you type GarageBand into Google. Since there's no Windows equivalent, I won't get into it. Suffice it to say, it's an amazing piece of software and is really great if you're into music creation. And with that, we're going to go ahead and call this one an OS X victory over Windows. Just to wrap it up, this harkens back to the whole philosophical difference between the OSs. OS X being a complete package ready to work out of the box, and Windows being much more a blank slate that you can kind of mold to your needs. Which is better? Who knows? We'll continue the battle. Let me know in the comments if you thought I did a bad job with this video and should have done different apps. Let me know if you agree with it, and I'll see you guys next time.